I never imagined I'd sit in a courtroom, staring across at someone I once loved, now armed with a stack of papers meant to ruin me.
Hey guys, before we dive into today's family revenge story, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. And I'm curious, where are you watching from right now? Comment your country and current time below. Alright, let's begin. This is the story of a family pushed to the edge, and what happened next will shock you.
My name's Ethan Cole, 32, a small-town entrepreneur from Richmond, Virginia. Life had been decent. A thriving tech startup, a rented loft downtown, a circle of friends who respected me. But nothing could have prepared me for her betrayal. Her name is Melissa, my ex-girlfriend, and the mother of my 6-year-old son, Liam. Our breakup was messy but manageable until last Thursday, when a court summons appeared on my doorstep. Child support. She claimed I was neglectful, financially irresponsible, a danger to our child. Every word of that filing screamed humiliation. I read it twice, then a third time, the legal jargon blurring into pure rage. I felt the weight of society pressing down. Here I was, a successful man, a father who never missed a soccer game or a parent-teacher conference, now painted as a deadbeat. The betrayal cut deeper than I expected, not because of the money, but because she had weaponized the law and our child against me. That night, I sat in my apartment staring at the file. Pictures of Liam, school reports, bank statements, court transcripts, all meticulously compiled by her. Every page felt like a brick in a wall meant to bury me. And then, something clicked. This wasn't just a legal battle. This was a chance to flip the power imbalance. She thought she had control, but she didn't know me. She didn't know how patient I could be, how calculated. I started researching. Financial loopholes, custody statutes, evidence standards, even psychological assessments of deceit in parental disputes. I didn't just want to fight, I wanted her downfall. And unlike her, I had nothing to prove in anger. I had to prove it intelligently, painfully, humiliatingly. By the end of the night, I had a plan. I would let her think she was winning, slowly, as I collected every piece of evidence she left behind. Emails, text messages, her lies to mutual friends, her financial manipulations, all cataloged meticulously. The first strike wouldn't be loud, it would be surgical. Over the next month, I became a ghost in my own life. I let her think she had me cornered. I kept showing up on time for Leon's school, paid every cent she claimed I owed, and nodded politely when mutual acquaintances mentioned how responsible she had to be to take me to court. Meanwhile, I built my arsenal. I hired a private investigator, something she would never suspect, and discovered she had inflated expenses, lied about living arrangements, and even secretly moved money offshore. I started documenting everything, with timestamps, screenshots, and certified letters. Every lie she whispered to the court or to her friends was now evidence waiting to be unleashed. The power imbalance had flipped quietly. She thought the law was her sword, but in reality, she was walking into a trap of her own making. I drafted a detailed counterfile, not just challenging her claims, but revealing the extent of her deception. I included bank statements, travel records, and witness affidavits, proof that she was manipulating both the court and public opinion. The day we exchanged pre-trial documents, she smiled that smug, self-satisfied smile. She thought she had me cornered. I handed her my response packet, 200 pages meticulously cross-referenced, evidence-backed, undeniable. She opened the file, and then I saw it. The first tremor of panic, the hesitation, her confident mask cracking. She froze. Every calculated lie, every manipulation, every accusation she had leveled at me stared back at her in ink and paper. And in that moment, I didn't even speak. I let her imagination fill in the humiliation. The courtroom whisperings had already begun. Lawyers exchanged looks. She tried to speak but faltered. My calm, almost cold demeanor made her panic more profound. Her friends who had once reassured her, the judge, even the court reporter could sense the shift. The hunter had become the hunted. I didn't just want her defeated. I wanted the emotional satisfaction of seeing her unravel in real time. In the weeks leading up to the trial, I allowed subtle hints to escape. Friends receiving screenshots of her lies, financial errors slipping into social circles, even an anonymous tip to the local PTA that revealed her deception in front of parents who had praised her for standing up to deadbeat dads. She began losing credibility socially before the legal battle even concluded. Mutual friends who had backed her silently questioned her integrity. Emails leaked where she tried to manipulate witnesses. Every move she made was either predicted or anticipated. Every time she smiled, every confident glance, it became smaller, more fragile, eroded by her knowledge that the truth was unstoppable. At the courthouse, the judge asked her to present her proof. The documents she had meticulously prepared were now irrelevant. My evidence outweighed hers on every point. The financial expert I had engaged dissected her expenses, showing overpayments, hidden cash flows, and deceptive accounting. Her claims were systematically dismantled. Every word of her testimony became a mirror reflecting her deceit. Her humiliation wasn't just private, it was public and undeniable. Courtroom observers whispered, friends gasped, even her lawyer seemed shaken. She had tried to weaponize society, the law, and public opinion against me, and now she stood exposed, powerless, and utterly alone. The final hearing was almost anticlimactic. I sat across from her, calm, collected, a quiet storm. When the judge ruled in my favor, custody shared, child support adjusted fairly, with strict oversight on her claims, Melissa's face went pale. But the real victory wasn't just legal. I handed her a copy of my counterfile, silently, letting her absorb every humiliating truth. No yelling, no drama, just a slow, cold revelation. She couldn't speak. Her reputation, her manipulations, her public bravado, all crumbled. She had underestimated me, dismissed me, and weaponized our child against me. And now every attempt to regain control was futile. Walking out of the courthouse, I felt a transformation. I wasn't the reactive, naive man who could have been crushed by her lies. I was calculated, patient, and unstoppable. She had tried to strip me of dignity, but I had not only defended it, I had turned the tables with intelligence and precision. Outside, I looked at Liam, playing with his friends, unaware of the adult battlefield behind him. I smiled, knowing I had protected him, secured the truth, and humiliated the woman who tried to destroy me. Revenge wasn't in shouting or fury, it was in planning, patience, and perfect execution. Melissa would remember this day forever, not just for losing, but for the silent, intelligent humiliation that left her powerless. And I walked away transformed, not bitter, not vengeful, but vindicated and unshakably confident.